I'm Bryant. I'm going to be talking about Charles Village, Baltimore. There's a lot to get to, so I'll just get right into it. Charles Village is located in the north central region of Baltimore. It's bounded by a few cities and a lot of adjacent neighborhoods, to be honest. There's Old Goucher right here, Remington right across from it below, or right across from it. Old Goucher's below it, Bell to the right of it, John Hopkins to the northeast, I guess, technically. Um, yeah, there's a lot of places around Charles Village. It's a very nice area, very aesthetic area, I'd say. There's a lot of history behind it as well. 3.6% of Baltimore is actually currently from Charles Village right now. It's a very student oriented area. Um, yeah, and is pretty bounded by a lot of parkways, avenues. You guys get it. I mean, streets. Yeah, that's how Baltimore's formed, basically. Um, well, some history about the neighborhood itself. It started in 1869 and was originally being used for a streetcar suburb. Um, the architecture was basically to represent row houses, aesthetic row houses, individual homes, apartments, institutional facilities, stuff like that. And it was for the homes of early Baltimore civic and business leaders in like the early 18 like late 1800s and 1900s. Um, some stuff about their economy. I'm sorry. Is that it's actually a little bit more expensive to live there rather than other places. It actually costs $20,000 more dollars for the average home of Baltimore, which is $210,000. So it is $230,000 just to live an average life in Charles Village. Although it is expensive, there are places that are cheaper that I've been around. And, my friends actually live in cheaper places in Charles Village. I know that for sure. Um, and there's a lot of ways to get around Charles Village, to be honest. There's MARC trains, public bus transits, different ways to move around and find your way around the city. Um, and there's also a lot of educational opportunities as well. Baltimore Polytech, Baltimore City College, Baltimore School of the Arts, three great schools in Baltimore that could be used for your future, the Alpha's future kids in this scenario. I've also been to a lot of those schools too, so they're also pretty nice schools in terms of just aesthetics as well, building structure, all that stuff. Some culture background about Charles Village. It's a very aesthetic place, like I said before. You'll see a lot of dog runners, owners, a lot of people just running around in Wyman Park. It's one of the most popular parks in Baltimore. It's a very big jewel, I'd say, that they crown themselves on, and Baltimore, which was conceived actually in 1904, which is pretty early. There's a lot of also African American owned businesses flourishing on Charles Street, and they're also known as Black Wall Street because of their success on that street. And yeah, there's a lot of history that goes behind Charles Village, and a lot that goes into it is the culture, the aesthetics, everything, the community, the people, everything around it all comes together just to make one great city, which is Charles Village, and actually one of my favorite cities of Baltimore that I visited recently. So, yeah.